Hello, it's Gem Games here once again. In this episode we are going to add custom tracers. So for example, if you have just upgraded your weapon, you might want to spawn some different color tracers than this normal. So yeah, let's get started. First you want to go to the projectiles folder on the blueprints folder. Here we have this BB based tracer. Let's actually rename this to BB particle tracer. Okay, now let's duplicate it and let's call that one BB custom tracer, like that. Okay, let's open the BB particle tracer first. And what we want to... Oh, I actually never connected this one, but okay, now we will fix it. So what we want to do here, first, we want to click that tracer here, so the cascade particle system component. Then we want to go to our materials and we want to browse to tracer A in content browser. So let's click that. Okay, now let's move this to here and you can see we are on the folder where the tracer material is. Okay, let's duplicate that material and let's move it to our blueprints projectiles folder. And I cannot do it. Okay, let's do it this way. Let's duplicate it one more time. Let's move this one. Now it should go there. But let's rename it to something like projectile custom mat. Let's call it like that. Okay, and now I should be able to move it to there. Yes, let's delete that other one that we just created. Okay, now let's go to the projectiles folder and let's open the projectile custom material. And we want to do here a few things. We want to delete both of these and we want to keep the 4 pressed on our keyboard, left click, so we get this constant 4 vector. And what we want to do now is we actually want to get from this and we want to multiply. And we want to multiply it with, let's keep 1 pressed and left click, so we get this material. Actually, no, we don't want this one. We want we want a scalar parameter. Okay, like this. Now we want to rename this to emissive, for example. And we want to connect this to the B. And we can actually set these base colors. Or actually, we don't want to set them here. Okay, we don't want to have to touch this because this doesn't matter. So let's get from this and connect this to the emissive color, like that. And now let's get from here, from the alpha, and connect to the opacity. Okay, so now when we change the color here, you can see the color also changes here. But we don't have to change anything here because we will make it so we can later on adjust all these things on the data table, weapon data table. So yeah, okay, let's apply, save, and close. Okay, now we are back at the particle tracer. So what we would want to do here now, let's actually move this delay and extractor a little bit further right here. Okay, actually not that much. Let's move it around here. Okay, so now we want to get our tracer and we want to set template like this. Now let's connect this to here, and actually it's still too far. like that. Now we want to get from the new template and we want to promote it to a variable. We want to rename this variable to particle, so like that. After that we want to make it instance editable and expose on spawn, like that. Now let's compile and actually let's save all, just to be sure. Okay, that is basically done here. Now let's go to the first person map and let's open the PP custom tracer. Okay. And what we want to do here is we want to go first to the viewport. And we can delete this particle tracer from here. Now what we want to do here is we want to click this PP, this PP custom tracer, and we want to add a static mesh. Actually, we can just add a cylinder like that. Okay, that's better. Now we can rename this to a projectile like that. Now what we want to do here is we want to click this, press E on our keyboard and rotate it 90 degrees. So actually let's rotate it from here. So minus 90 from here, like that. Now let's change, let's unlock this and change the X scale to 0.1, Y scale to 0.1, and set the scale to 0.4 maybe. Okay. Now we want to change this material. So let's search for our projectile custom material like that. Okay. And now we can compile and save all. Now let's go to the event graph. And let's move these further right, a little bit more than on the last one. And now what we want to do, we want to get the projectile reference again. And now from here we want to create dynamic material instance like this. And we want to create it from the element index 0. And the source material should be the projectile. Oh, let's search for a custom projectile custom material, this one. Okay. And after that, what we want to do, we want to get from the return value, and we want to set vector parameter value like that. And we actually have to go back to the material. I forgot one thing. So let's compile, save, and go to the first person map and to the projectile custom material. Okay, so we want to click this constant for vector. We want to right click it and convert to parameter like that. Now let's rename this and call it color. Oh, what did I do? So not like that. So let's rename it to color. Okay. And so after that we have renamed that, we want to go back to the PP custom tracer. And here, where we added this set vector parameter value, we want to change the parameter name to that color or whatever we have set here. I have set it to color. And from the value, we want to promote this to a variable. We want to rename it to color. And we want to make it instance editable and expose on spawn. Like that. And yeah. After that, what we want to do, we want to, let's actually move this even further. And now we want to get from the return value again. And we want to set scalar parameter value, like that. Let's add a reroute to here. Let's move it to here so it's a little bit cleaner. And also to here. Now let's connect it to here. And let's change this parameter name to the emissive or whatever you have set here. Okay. Now this value, we want to promote this to a variable. Let's call this emissive amount or something like that. And let's also make it instance variable and expose on spawn. Now we can connect back to the delay and to the destroy actor. So we'll quickly check that we have all here. Yes, we do, and we have both of these variable. Yeah. So let's compile. Let's save all. So now what we want to do, we want to go to the first person map, and actually we can close this projectile custom material. Okay. Now let's go to the blueprints and to the enum folder. Let's, for example, let's create a new enumeration, like this. Let's call this tracer type. Let's open it. Let's add two enumerators. First one should be called custom, and second one should be called particle. Okay, let's save. And now we want to go to the blueprints folder and to the weapon struct. So here we want to go to the structure and we want to add a new let's add a new variable to here. Let's call it tracer type, and let's change the variable type to the tracer type enumerator that we just created. So like that. Okay, let's add sorry, actually let's get the tracer scale from here, and let's, how can I move it, like, okay, like that. Let's move it under this tracer type. So, and if you cannot move it, it's because you are on the default values tab here. You cannot do it, so you have to be on the structure. Okay, so now we have tracer type and tracer scale. Okay, let's create yet another one. Let's call it particle. And this, let's change this type to the particle system object reference, like that. And let's create yet another one. This we want to call color. And let's add a some reminder to us that we only have to use it with the custom. So only with custom, like that. And let's change this variable type to linear color, like this. So this one. And let's create one more. So let's change this type to float, and let's rename it to emissive amount, and also only with custom, so it's easier to remember. Okay. Basically we can here also this only with particle. Okay, so now we can remember that. Let's save. Let's go actually to the default values. Here we want to set the value that will be on the weapon data table as default. So let's set this emissive amount to, for example, 100. And color, let's set it to some shade of orange, I think, something like that maybe. And so, oh, this is lagging for some reason. Now let's make the alpha 1. Okay, that's good enough. Like that. Then let's change this default particle system to pistol tracer 1. Okay. And tracer scale, let's change it to 1, 1, and 1. Okay, and tracer type is custom as default. Okay, so like that. So let's save. Sorry, let's actually make this particle as default, I think, or you can make it whichever you want. I will use the particle as default. So let's save. Now I think we can actually, okay, let's not close that. Let's go back to the first person map. Let's open the weapon data table. So the first one. And let's actually set, for example, to the pistol. Here you can now see all these. We can actually change this to custom. And let's make this emissive to like, I don't know, 5000. And something like blue, the color. And let's make the, okay, let's not touch those yet. So let's save. And let's go to the first person map. Let's actually save all. I noticed that we have 7 unsaved files. So let's save all. And what we want to do now is we want to go to the BB first person character. Let's open it. And here we want to go to the fire trace. Okay, let's zoom in to here where we spawn the particle tracer. Let's actually delete that. And now what we want to do here is we want to actually create yet another function. Let's call this set tracer stats like that. Okay, and here we want to add a input which should be type transform. Let's call this let's just call it like transform. Okay, now we want to split it, or actually no, sorry, let's go back to the fire trace and let's get the set tracers. That's this. Let's connect it after this. Well, let's connect it back to here. So now let's split this transform from here, and we want to get this socket location to the transform location, this rotation to here, and scale to here, like that. Simple as that. Let's compile and save, just to be sure. And let's go to the set tracer stats. Here what we want to do, we first want to promote this to a local variable. So let's promote it to a local variable. Let's rename it to transform, and you can rename it to that. So let's rename it to transform and space. So now it works. After that, what we want to do, oh, we actually haven't set the stats yet. So let's go to the first function that we ever created. So set weapon stats. Let's open that. And now you can see we have all these new outputs here. So let's get first the weapon data tracer type. Promote it to a variable. Okay, let's also get the weapon data particle. Let's promote it to a variable. And weapon data color, we want to promote it also to a variable. And the last one, which is weapon data emissive amount, we want to promote it to a variable. Now, let's first click the weapon data tracer type from here, and let's change the category to weapon stats. Okay. The next one is weapon data particle. Let's change it also to the weapon stats. And after that, to the weapon data color, let's move it to the weapon stats also. Weapon data emissive amount, let's move it to there also. So weapon stats. Now let's compile and save. So now we can close this set weapon stats. Let's go to the set tracer stats here. And now what we want to do, we want to get the weapon data tracer type. And we want to switch on it. So switch on tracer type. Like that. So I don't know if I explained yet, but we created this particle tracer and custom tracers. The particle tracer is basically a tracer that uses a cascade particle system. So you can use any of these particles that you can download or create or buy or whatever. But if you don't want to use any tracer like that, you can use this custom tracer, which is a cylinder that you cannot see because we haven't added any color to the material as default. But yeah, it's like this. And you can adjust those. You can adjust the size, you can adjust the color, and you can adjust the emissive, so how much it basically gives light, how much it glows, basically. So I will show you soon. So let's go back to VB first person character. So from here, what we want to do, we want to first right click and spawn actor from class, like that. Let's get from the custom, let's add a reroll to maybe here. Let's move this a little bit further, like that. Now let's select the class, which should be custom tracer. Let's split the spawn transform. Now we want to get the, where is it? Trace, what? Oh, sorry. Local variable transform, we want to get it, and we want to split it. Okay. Now we want to connect the location to the location, rotation to the rotation, but the scale, we will have to actually split this and also this. We will have to connect this X value, set, and set value to the X and Y to the Y, like that. Because, I will show you. Here on the particle tracer, if we change the X size, it makes it longer. But here on the custom tracer, if we change the X size, it makes it wider or taller. I don't remember, let's see. Taller, as you can see. So if you change this set value here, it makes it longer. So we want to connect these like that. And on the other tracer, we will have to connect them normally. So yeah. And now what we want to do is we want to, from here, always spawn ignore collisions. Okay. And actually, now I remember one thing. We want to go to the custom tracer and here to the projectile. We want to change this collision preset to no collision, like that. Let's compile and save. Now let's go back to the PP first person character. Now we want to get those, we want to get the weapon data color. Let's get it to here. Now let's connect it to the color. And weapon data emissive amount. And let's connect it to the emissive amount. Okay, it's like that. Now let's compile. Let's actually save all. Now what we want to do, we want to copy all this, paste it under here, like that. And let's get from the particle. Let's actually move it even further down so we get more space that we actually don't even need, but let's make it like that. Let's align these. Okay, so now we want to change this to the X and this to the Z. And basically you can just make this, let's see. You can just recombine all these and connect it as one, but I will do it this way. So now we want to change this class to the particle tracer. We want to delete this. And now we want to get the weapon data particle and connect it to the particle like that. So let's compile and save. Let's save all. So now when we have set onto data table for the pistol, we have set it to the tracer to be custom, which is the cylinder mesh basically. And on the custom we can set the custom color and custom emissive amount. So let's actually try it. So let's go to the let's go to the first person map. Let's play. Let's see. And as you can see, we have this pluting coming out of our weapon. And now we can, if we change this back to the particle, now it will use the P-pistol tracer 01 particle effect. So let's see. Yeah, it will use the default particle. And we can now do it like, if we go to the, for example, to the weapon 1 data table, and we set to the pistol, we make it custom, and we set the color to, let's make it blue again, and emissive amount, let's make it like 1000 this time. Okay, and now if we save and we go to play, we normally shoot these normal tracers, but if we upgrade, and we get our upgraded weapon, and now we shoot, we have the custom tracers. So yeah, I think that was all for this video. If you like what you saw, please click the like button and subscribe for more. And yeah, hope you have a great day and see you in the next one.